Welcome to Chapter 2 of Digital Communication, Information Theory and Source Coding. Module 2 covers Digital Communication System, that is block diagram and explanation of each block, information content of a message or symbol, entropy, and average information rate. This is a block diagram of a digital communication system. Transmitter blocks, channel between transmitter and receiver, and receiver blocks. The first block is source of information, like a microphone, video camera, etc. That's a source of information. Normally the source of information, may be a transducer converting voice signal to electrical signal, like a microphone. That's the source of information. That output a source of information is written as a message signal. And next block is the source encoder. The function of source encoder is to convert the message signal into ones and zeros. Example of source encoders are pulse code modulator, delta modulator. Basically, it's an analog to digital converter. So message signal will be converted to source code word. That is, the output will be in terms of ones and zeros. And that is given to channel encoder. Channel encoder is error control coder. Channel encoder will generate some parity bits. The parity bits are also going to be transmitted. Using this extra parity bits, the receiver is able to detect error or detect and correct error. So using channel encoding, error control is possible in a communication system. Again, the output will be in terms of ones and zeros. These ones and zeros can be transmitted directly to the receiver system using a physical transmission medium. That type of transmission is called baseband transmission, and the channel is called baseband channel. So the only restriction is there is no wireless transmission possible. This should be a wire communication. Baseband channel is always a wire channel. Usually, if the transmitter and receiver is very close, signals can be transmitted without any modulation. Like a keyboard is connected to a computer, connection between microprocessors. So that is a baseband transmission. And the next option is the baseband signals can be modulated using a radio frequency carrier. That is called RF modulator, like a ASK, FSK, PSK. So using this modulation system, the baseband signals can be shifted from low frequency to high frequency, and then wireless transmission is possible between transmitter and receiver. So after RF modulation, signals can be transmitted through wire or wireless. So radio frequency analog signal can be transmitted through wire, or it can be transmitted without any wire, that is a wireless transmission. At the receiving side, RF demodulator, so that radio frequency signal is converted back to ones and zeros, and that can be given to channel decoder. The function of channel decoder is to detect error, correct error, and remove that extra parity bit. So that output will be same as source code word. That source code will be given to source decoder. The source decoder will convert usually the digital signal to analog signal, like the original message signal. In the example, the original message signal was output of microphone, and here similar electrical signals will get the output of source decoder, and that can be given to user of information. Usually in that case, for a voice communication, that will be given to speaker. So the function of the speaker is to convert that electrical signal to sound. So here sound, and here also we'll get sound. Sound will be converted to electrical signal using microphone. Here electrical signal will be converted back to sound using speaker. So this is basically the block diagram of a digital communication system. Here I am showing two different types of transmission. One is a baseband transmission, other one is known as a passband transmission. For baseband transmission, wire is always used. There is no modulation needed. Second, passband transmission or radio frequency transmission. In this case, always modulation is needed. For a digital communication, the basic three modulation techniques are ASK, FSK and PSK. Once the signal is modulated, it can be transmitted with the help of wire or wireless. Next topic is information content of a symbol or information content of a message that is written as I of S. If the message probability is more or the symbol probability is more, is always carrying less information, or in other way, less probable message is always carrying more information. So information content of a symbol is always inversely proportional to the probability of occurrence of that symbol. Here for the calculation of information content of a message or symbol, we are using this equation. I of S is equal to log 1 upon P of S to the base 2 bits. Base is 2, that is why the unit will be bits. Otherwise, by changing the base, different units can be written here. I'm just giving different probability here. The probability is equal to 1. So it's log 1 by 1, log 1. Log 1 is equal to 0. So probability 1, information is equal to 0. So probability 1 means it's not carrying any information. If the probability is equal to 0, 1 by 0, that is log of infinity, that is equal to infinity. So I of S is infinity. So probability is varying from 0 to 1 and information is carrying from infinity to 0. The most probable symbol is carrying minimum information and the least probable message is carrying maximum information. So information is varying from 0 to infinity. If P of S1 is less than P of S2, I of S1 is always greater than I of S2. That is, less probable message is always carrying more information. Showing an example here. There are 5 symbols S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 with probability 0.5, 0.25, 0.125, 0.0625, 0.0625. That is 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 16 and 1 by 16 respectively. So I of S1 is equal to log 1 upon 0.5 to the base 2. 1 by 0.5 is log 2. Log of 2 to the base 2 is equal to 1. So its information content of first symbol is 1 bit. I of S2 is equal to log 1 upon 0.25. That is log of 4 to the base 2, that is equal to 2 bits. I of S3, log 1 upon 0.125. That is log of 8 to the base 2, that is equal to 3. Last two, I of S4 and I of S5. Log 1 upon 0.0625, that is log of 16 to the base 2, that is equal to 4. Here the maximum probable messages carry minimum information and the minimum probable messages are carrying maximum information. Amount of information is inversely proportional to the probability of occurrence of that symbol. Next topic is entropy of source symbol. Average information per symbol is called entropy. So we know how to calculate average, that is the way the mean or expected value is calculated. Same way here also we can calculate average information. That average information is known as entropy of source symbol. Notation is capital H, H of S. Let a discrete memoryless source DMS, meaning of this one is, this is a source generating some discrete messages, that is finite number of messages, and meaning of memoryless is all messages are independent. That is probability of occurrence of all messages are independent, or probability of message 1 given message 2 is equal to probability of message 1. that is conditional probability. Probability of message 1 given message 2 is equal to probability of message 1. Because probability of occurrence of message 1 does not depend on the occurrence of message 2. That is the meaning of a memoryless. Let the discrete memoryless source emits one of m possible symbols. So total number of symbols generated by this source is m, that is S1, S2, etc. Sm, with probabilities P1, P2, etc. Pm respectively. Information contents of symbols are I1, I2, etc. Im respectively. So we know how to calculate the information content. I1 is equal to log 1 by P1, I2 is equal to log of 1 by P2, etc. Average information, that is the same mean or expected value calculation. Average information is known as entropy, is equal to sigma Pi into Ii. Pi is a probability of occurrence of that symbol. Ii is a information content of that symbol. And we already studied how to calculate Ii. Ii is equal to log of 1 by Pi to the base 2. So we can substitute this Ii in our expression. So entropy H of S is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to m, but total number of symbols are m, Pi into log 1 by Pi to the base 2 bits per symbol. That's a unit of entropy. This unit can be changed according to the situation. If the question is calculate the entropy of characters, so the unit will be bits per character. If the question is calculate the entropy of message, then the unit will be bits per message. So entropy can be determined if you know the probability of occurrence of that message or symbol or character. If the probability of occurrence of first character is 1, that means only one character or symbol is occurring and all remaining symbols are not occurring, then H of S is equal to 0. That is called minimum entropy. This probability can substitute in the previous equation. We will get H of S is equal to 0. If P1 is equal to P2 is equal to Pm is equal to 1 by m, that is all symbols are equally likely, then the probability of occurrence of each symbol is equal to 1 divided by total number of symbols, that is 1 by m. In this case, H of S is equal to first Pi into log 1 by Pi. Log 1 by Pi is log 1 by m, that is log m to the base 2, plus again for the second one 1 by m log m to the base 2, etc. We are adding this product m times, so that is equivalent to m into 1 by m log m to the base 2, that is log of m to the base 2. This is maximum entropy. So the entropy will be maximum if all messages are equally likely. We'll prove this result later. Entropy is varying from 0 to log m to the base 2. First case, entropy is equal to 0. Second case, entropy log m to the base 2. So if there are two messages, log m to the base 2 will be 1. So entropy is varying from 0 to 1. If there are 4 messages, entropy is varying from 0 to 2, like that. Condition for maximum entropy. Let us consider a source emitting two symbols with probabilities P and 1 minus P. The total probability is always 1. So if one symbol probability is P, other probability will be 1 minus P. And according to the definition, entropy H of S is equal to P into log 1 by P to the base 2 plus 1 minus P into log 1 upon 1 minus P to the base 2. Two conditions for H max are d by dp of Hs should be equal to 0. That is, first derivative is equal to 0. D square Hs by dp square should be negative. Here it should be dp square. So it's only dp is written, it's a dp square. D square Hs by dp square is equal to negative. So once these two conditions are satisfied, we are able to get to the maximum. For that one, first I am calculating d by dp of H of S, d by dp of H of S, P into first derivative of log 1 by p, that is minus 1 by p, plus log 1 by p into first derivative of p, that is equal to 1, plus 1 minus p into derivative of 1 upon 1 minus p, that is 1 upon 1 minus p, plus log 1 upon 1 minus p into derivative of 1 minus p, that is minus 1. That is written d by dp of hs is equal to log 1 minus p upon p. D by dp of h of s is equal to 0 yields, substitute this is equal to 0, that is log 1 minus p upon p is equal to 0, and this indicates that this should be equal to 1 because log 1 is equal to 0. So 1 minus p upon p is equal to 1, or p is equal to 1 by 2. So this indicates that the probability of occurrence of first symbol is 1 minus 1 by 2, and the second symbol is also 1 by 2, that is both are equally likely, then first derivative will become 0. That is one condition required for obtaining maximum. We'll verify with these values, okay, d square hs by dp square is negative or not. D square hs by dp square is equal to d by dp of log 1 by p minus log 1 upon 1 minus p, that is same as log a by b. Log a by b is equal to log a minus log b. Derivative of log 1 by p, that is minus 1 by p, minus derivative of log 1 upon 1 minus p, that is 1 upon 1 minus p. Taking the LCM, p into 1 minus p, so answer is minus 1 upon p into 1 minus p. And that is always negative. This value is always negative because p is positive value. So this quantity is always negative. So this indicates that if p is equal to 1 by 2 and 1 minus p is equal to 1 by 2, the entropy will become maximum. So the above conditions show that if symbols are equiprobable, entropy is maximum. For m symbols, h max is equal to log of m to the base 2. And the probability of each message will be then 1 by m, or each symbol will be 1 by m. Entropy can be further extended, or entropy can be further increased by nth order extension of source. So once we are going for a nth order extension, the entropy will be n into h of s, where h of s is the first order entropy. So I'll explain what is the meaning of that extension. Symbols are S1, S2 and S3. If you are calculating the entropy based on the probability of S1, probability of S2 and probability of S3, it is first order. Second order symbols are, take two symbols together like S1, 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 S2, S1, S3, S2, S1, S2, 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 S3, S3, S1, S3, S2 and S3, S3. There are 9 combinations. And for the probability of S1, S1 is equal to probability of S1 into probability of S1, S2, S3, probability of S2 into probability of S3. Like that, for each combination, the probability can be determined. So we'll get total 9 probabilities. Using these 9 probabilities, calculate the entropy. So when you're calculating the entropy, the answer will be 2 times compared to the probability we calculated for S1, S2 and S3. That is the meaning of nth order, the entropy will be n into h of s. So next 3 symbols can be taken together. We'll get total 27 combinations. Entropy will become 3 into h of s. This shows probability versus entropy. For getting this graph, I just taken 6 cases. Probability 1, so second probability 0. There are only 2 symbols. Total probability is always 1. Then 0.9, 0.1, 0.8, 0.2, 0.7, 0.3, 0.6, 0.4 and 0.5, 0.5. If one message is occurring with a probability 1 and the remaining messages are not occurring, entropy is always 0. If 2 messages are equally likely, entropy will be maximum. That is, 2 messages means log of 2 to the base 2, that will be 1. And between these two, all remaining values can be determined using our entropy expression like this: 0.9 into log of 1 upon 0.9 to the base 2 plus 0.1 into log of 1 upon 0.1 to the base 2. The answer will be 0.47. So like that, for each pair, the entropy can be determined. And here, the entropy is written against the probability. Probability is varying from 0 to 1. And here there are only two messages or two symbols. That is why entropy is also varying from 0 to 1. Maximum entropy is log m to the base 2. If there are only two symbols, log of 2 to the base 2, that is equal to 1. When the messages are equally likely, entropy will be maximum. So against a 0.5, maximum entropy we are getting. And the minimum entropy will get against 0 and 1. From entropy, we are able to calculate average information rate of a source. That is, how many bits the source will generate per second. That can be determined based on entropy. Average information rate, capital R, is equal to H of S into RS bits per second. H of S is source entropy. So we know how to calculate the source entropy based on the probability of occurrence of each symbol. Entropy can be determined. Unit of entropy is bits per symbol. Next requirement for the calculation of information rate is how many symbols source will transmit per second. That is called symbol rate. That is number of symbols per second. So once we know these two, we are able to get average information rate. That is capital R is equal to H of S into RS. Bits per symbol into symbols per second. So symbols and symbols cancel. The unit will be bits per second. So this will give an idea how many bits that source is going to transmit per second on an average. Thank you.